Hello, everyone. So, today I decided to do some interviews with a bunch of ARCs just to talk about this new thing. I'll summarize it real quick. There will be a link in the description below to the actual forum thread that the owners of the Nexus made. But just to summarize it, the owners think they're losing money by giving these free ranks to people who build maps for them. And they think that they're just not necessary to have these maps. And they don't really matter. But I'll just see what ARCs think on that, like their side of the story. And yeah, guys, hope you enjoy. You and Luke loves candy. Now, Luke, what do you think about this ARC change thing?
How the frick did you get me in this cage? How do I get out?
I have my ways. But
alright, I'm calling at you.
Okay.
I know that I've been captured by Ben Badamian and I need help.
What have they given you in this ARC thing? Do you really get anything?
Well, we get apparently diamond perks. That's what we're supposed to get.
Well, what are even the perks of diamond anymore? You just get 3 votes in SG. Is that it?
Well, no. They get 10 votes in SG. I would also like to add that Hoopo said that she is most likely not going to be accepting maps anymore.
Why?
And then yet, hold on. And then yet, on the same forum post about architects, she said, I think how it's funny that, architects think they can't build maps anymore. When she literally explicitly said that she is most likely not going to be accepting maps in the future.
I know, and that would just leave us with some pretty bad maps. Like Oasis, Coliseum, Military Isle isn't bad.
Well, no, but the freaking Hoopo is a builder, so she's going to be building her own maps. Which, if she can do all of the maps for the Nexus, then, good for her and go ahead. But honestly, it's not that easy. And
I know. Well, she should take maps from both sources.
Yeah, but here's the thing about architects. They think that giving architect is like losing $175, which that's not really the case. Because
not at all.
Here's what I'm thinking. There's 42 architects. At least half of them don't play the server anymore. And the other half are smart enough not to waste their money on a rank that has no perks anymore.
Yep.
And then another half of that half already has Diamond for lifetime.
Yep.
So they're not losing any money. They're not even going to gain any money from removing this architect rank if they do. They're just going to waste their time by removing entire... It's like... Okay, another thing is that people were complaining that ARCs don't have enough perms. And I don't really care about that, and it's semi-true that they should have more, a little more perms, but I don't really care about that. But, if that's one of the reasons why we're losing ARC, then just remove those 2 people's ARC. You don't need to, freaking wipe out an entire species just because 2 of them had Ebola. People are blaming the EULA on this ARC thing, which is totally false, because Architect is an earned rank. You don't buy it, so the EULA has no effect on ARC and up, because it's an earned rank.
I know, and can I just say something? I'm pretty sure the EULA, if you already have a rank, you can, I'm pretty sure you can have all the perks you already have. It's just the people who, are buying it, they can't, have anything. But if you already bought, but Nexus just doesn't care about that. Now everyone, even if you bought previously.
Here's what Nexus is trying to do. They're trying to get as much money as they can right now.
Yeah.
They're trying to make money so they can keep the servers live as long as possible, but also try to get as much money for them.
I know, but the thing is, they're wasting this money on stupid little mini games that no one's gonna play, like Sentinel Strike.
I agree with that in full extent, but the thing is, the reason why they're changing all these perms for the people who already have a rank is so that they are willing to buy a rank again, instead of If someone had, a lifetime diamond or something... Actually, wait, no. Never mind. That makes no sense.
Okay.
But they're just trying to get as much money as they can and try to be as fair as they can right now. And, it's not their entire fault, because Mojang is being crappy right now. They're just doing some stupid things that, nobody wants, like 1.9. then freaking Mojang, Eula, then freaking locked accounts, all that crap. They're doing just things that nobody wants.
Yeah. Okay, now one more thing. They say that they're wasting money when they give ARCs. What? They're not losing any. I'm pretty sure that when people get Nexites, they aren't paying the actual server money to get those Nexites.
Here's the thing. So basically, how I see it is Koopa's only problem with ARC is that they're getting Nexites. Now, none of the ARCs even care about Nexites.
It's not just the ARCs, it's everyone. They don't do anything.
Well, yeah, but like, they're changing the ARCs because of these Nexites that they gave us, and we don't even want them. So, like, you know, all of us ARCs, like, I've talked to a lot of them about this issue, and we all agree that we don't even care about the Nexites. Just, like, let us have the firms that we already have. You don't need to take anything else away, because none of us are going to donate. Here's what they're trying to do. Nexites used to be something that you could pay for. Like,
yeah, and they did some pretty cool thing. You can make, like, double credit games and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's decent, but whatever. But the reason why they're trying to remove ARC, well, not trying, but, you know, they're going to remove that kind of perk, is because they want us to buy ranks so we can still get the Nexites. But none of us care about the Nexites.
Yeah. It's just...
But they're technically losing money, like, theoretically, because we're having these perks that donors get, and we're not paying for it. But we're still technically paying for it with our maps. And a lot of people are saying, like, oh, maps are just, like, if you build, then you shouldn't win a rank. Well, nothing in life is free. You're not going to go ask a high builder and be like, yo, could you build my entire server for free and I'm not going to give you anything? They're not going to do that. Yeah. And that's with everything in life. Nobody's going to do anything for free, because if people did everything for free, then people would die.
The VoxelBox team, they think that they can just make all the maps for the server, and they can't.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they can, go ahead. I don't know how many members of their build team they have. I know, like, they have freaking Demon and Koopo and Featherblade, and I'm pretty sure they have a decent amount more. But I am almost 100% sure that they're not going to be able to build every single thing for the Nexus without any help from other builders. Mm-hmm. And, I mean...
The builders have to get some recognition.
They are going to keep the map library, obviously, because they haven't said anything about it, and Koopa's, you know, trying to gesture that the architects can still build maps. But the thing is, if like, a lot of people only built the map for the rank. They buy a rank because we don't have the ability to.
Yeah, I don't have the money or anything.
So that was our only way of getting a rank, and, you know, we are also good builders, so it's, you know, we're technically paying the server, and they're paying us. So, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So, any final thoughts you can just throw in?
Hashtag build an arc wall. Hashtag small loan of million arcs. Hashtag make arcs great again.
You're just reading your mood, aren't you? Interview over.
Hashtag arcs are people too.
The next architect I interviewed, they wanted to stay anonymous, so I will not say who they are, and they're not gonna talk me out to it. They actually wrote down the answers for me. It's obviously not going to be as long because it's in written format, but this is what he/she said. You know, I'm just going to say they, even though it's grammatically incorrect because it's only a singular person, but whatever. So, the first question I asked was, what do you think about the change, you know, just in general? They said, I don't mind from what I've heard. We are getting our old ranks back, and we can have a green name with an A on it, and it's a good offer, which... Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's not that much of a change, but yeah. Next question was, they say they are losing money giving you the architect rank, and that you don't really, like, and you should have to pay for it, but, and you're not paying, so you shouldn't really get the rank anyways. What do you think about that? And they said, I don't believe that they are losing money by giving us the architect rank. We do deserve having the rank, and perks, we did make maps for the server and community. We did spend some of our time building maps for the server. there are a few ARCs, including myself, that play regularly on the server. So, even though only a couple ARCs actually play, they still want to just take away their privileges. It's most of them, at least. That's kind of wrong. But next question was, what do you think would be good for the Architect rank? And what should they give? Like, what should they give to you and what should they take away? They just said, all the Architect needs is what we already have. Like, what they sort of had, but everything was fine until this thing happened. They said disguise would be nice, but they actually agree that it's unfair because, then everyone should have it. And it was obviously shorter because it was written, but that's the end of his/her little part of the story. Okay. I'm interviewing a short dude, not 111, another architect, owner of the Team Demolition with Warrior. And what do you think about what they're doing, the architects now? What do you think about this new update?
Well, from being an architect and being the standpoint of it, I feel like that what they're doing is just kind of completely wrong and taking away our rank. Because if it really wasn't for us, I had seen Warriors post about this on the actual post. If it wasn't for the architects, the server wouldn't be what it is today.
Yeah, so they should just get a little more.
Yeah,
credits. And they're losing money by giving you this rank because you're getting perks, even though you didn't pay for it. And they think they're losing money by giving you a rank. But what they're really gaining are maps that help promote the server because people would want to play on the maps.
Very true. And then in reality, they get even more money back with that.
Yep.
Because more players coming onto the server equal more fanboys, equals more diamond donors, equals more Mitch players. So yeah, that's the whole cycle that it goes through. And the reason why people play the Nexus is for the custom maps. No one really gives a whole chainsaw about the entirety of the Nexus itself. The mini games on here, the mini games that they've been adding are absolute just garbage. Like Sentinel Strike, what that game was absolutely terrible. I'm sorry, but like what the heck, Nexus? Just like what other mini games did they add? Oh, they've only added the Sentinel Strike, but that one was just terrible.
Yeah.
Like Lucky Loot Wars was alright. I mean, factions and survival games were the two things that actually made the server good, and that's why people stayed.
I know.
And then
they had Sky Wars, but Hypixel is known for that.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, now that they're just getting rid of this architect rank, it's gonna be their fault if they lose all the architects, lose the maps, and then it's just so stupid, honestly.
I feel like they think they can they're a build team, and they think, like, oh, we can build all these maps ourselves. But, why not? Okay, the thing is, if you let players let them interact with the server, that makes a popular server. New players will be like, oh, I want a special rank on this server. Because a lot of people just do it for the rank, that's the thing.
Yeah, very true, and I'm trying to find, and I saw something that Warriors had said, which is a very good point, and he said, picture it this way, if we didn't make you guys maps, you wouldn't have any more than the few voxel box created, or you would have the awful original maps that look awful and play awful. Without us building for you, the server would be no different than any other server. The rank
maps are what make it different.
Recognized for our work.
Yeah, maps are what make the server different than the others.
Yeah, and it's just like I said, taking away the rank, they're taking away our recognition. I mean, so what? We get three times voting power and then a different color name. That's all. Like, that's worse than what we had before. We wanted more. You
wanted to disguise and everything, but I guess disguises aren't even allowed anymore. But I feel like
stupid EULA. Like, it's honestly, Nexus would have been fine for the longest time if they didn't use the EULA, because, I mean, lots of servers aren't switching to it that are actually pretty decently big. And
Badlion, they aren't really cooperating with it.
Yeah, and I mean...
That's the biggest PvP server there is.
Alright, so with the server owners, they say that their servers are not paid to win, but paid to enhance. And what they mean by paid to enhance is basically not give an advantage over other players, but add just an aesthetic feel to the game.
Yeah, that's kind of what Nexus was.
Yeah, that's kind of what Nexus was.
You didn't really get, except in factions, you didn't really get any advantage when you paid.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing would have been mutation passes, but if you think, mutation passes don't have a 100% chance of letting you win the game again. So I don't see what the problem was with keeping those on the store, because it's not paid to win.
Yeah.
It's just an enhancement. It's kind of like a retry, but you still don't always win.
Yeah, it doesn't make you win.
It's a 50-50 chance of killing your target and winning, and even then, if you kill your target, you won't win. I've had that happen hundreds of times, where I'll play, get back in the game, waste a pass because I died, and, you know, it's just something you have to live with. Yep. So, that's just one thing I don't understand with the ULA, but back I guess, to the Architects, because we got so off track there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look around on this post that they made. I'm gonna see if I can read a little bit. Hold on, I have to get to the beginning of it. In saying this, we need to look at the Architect rank. Previously, Architects were given diamond perks for creating maps on the server. This rank stayed active for them as long as they were active on the server. So, now that I reread that,
a lot of Architects weren't active on the server, but they still got Architect. Take Spider Pig 567 for example.
Yeah, there are a lot of Architects on the server that have not played. Like, I'll admit, if they wanted to take my Architect rank away because I don't play, I wouldn't care, because Minecraft it doesn't appeal to me as it used to. But that's a whole different story. But if they are complaining that they're losing money by giving away these ranks, then just take it away from them. Or create something in place that you have to have X amount of maps on the server in order to get the rank.
Maybe 3 or 4 maps. And then
3 or 4 maps, because only the ones that you know are going to be loyal are the ones that are going to have multiple maps on the server, and those are going to be the ones you can trust.
Yeah, at one point there were a lot of Architects who just built one Skywars map and they were done.
Yeah,
and some of them were great people, like Fireproof Frog. It doesn't make you a bad person.
No,
you just
wanted
Architect.
Where the rush of Architects came in. There were no Architects until Nexus came out with Skywars maps. Yep. Skywars maps were the key for people to get Architect, because they took about if you were not easy, but good at building,
you could maybe a day.
You could bust
a couple hours, even
a few hours a day, and get it on the server, and the chances of it getting accepted, if you were the first one, were pretty freaking high.
Yeah. There were some people who submitted 4 or 5 maps. They just wanted it, because either way, they probably would have gotten it.
Yeah, because there weren't that many. Excuse me. And I remember when me and Warriors put on our map, we weren't expecting the most, because we knew there were already a lot of maps, but we still tried, and it got accepted a long time. Death Row.
Yeah, that was a good map, and it got accepted.
That was our first map, and we were surprised that it got added so much later, but...
So you should... The thing is, Architect should get good perks, but it should either be from making 3 or 4 maps, or maybe just a couple really good quality maps.
So, basically, I think that getting Architect and building maps should also detect on what types of maps you're building for a game mode for. Because if you build a Skywars map and built 2 of those, I don't think you deserve Architect.
Yeah.
But if you built a
Skywars map, an SG map, maybe I don't know.
Well, if you were to, say, build 4 or 5 Skywars maps, then you would get it.
Yeah.
SG, if you were to make 1, I can understand, but if you made 2, you should deserve it. Cause,
people like Crows, he puts really good work into his maps.
Yeah, and
he's made a couple.
And
he didn't do it just for Architect, or else he would have stopped at his first map. He's an actual good builder.
And that's why, me and Warriors didn't suck, because we enjoyed building, but there was just the decrease in people, there was just no reason to build. And
a lot of people would just join your clan to get Arc.
Yeah, and that was also another reason. Architect stopped, and map making stopped, and now I guess the whole reason why this is behind this is just because they stopped accepting maps. If they couldn't develop anything, because I know Kupo and Kyle, they were gone. They were like moving or something. So I understand that they couldn't develop things while they were gone. But in that sense, why don't you have the other developers take care of like getting maps and stuff? That would have probably made the architects more happy, and there wouldn't have been a lot more of us being like, "Oh, we want more," because all we want is really our maps on the server. That's what we want. But
Yep.
if we're not getting that, then we want something.
And if you
more.
get good maps, you should get something out of it too.
Yeah.
Which is the architect rank.
Yeah. Basically.
Okay. Should we wrap it up here?
I guess we can, yeah.
Good job. Okay, guys, so that's really all the interviews I have with the architects, but I guess I'll just offer my own little opinion right here. I know I'm not an architect, as you can see. I'm just a regular diamond rank, but I guess I'll just say my own thing. The architect rank, they shouldn't feel like they're being forced to give it away, it just kind of looks like that. Like, you're not losing money, you're gaining, in the end, it kind of works out into a gain, because more maps, like, gives you more attention. The maps are what makes the Nexus really special. They don't use all the same maps, like Badline and MCSG. Oh, wow, that leap made it look like I'm flying. Whatever, no, we're not getting off topic. The maps are what make it special. It brings in more players. They want to see these new maps and play on them. And that can if they really like it gives you more ranks. And you're not losing money from arcs. They're paying you with their maps, which help the server. And the architect rank you give them, that's like a little gift. It's not forced upon them. It's just something you can give to them. It's your choice. So don't feel like you're forced to give the architect's rank. Just know that they're earning the rank by helping your server. Well, guys, that's all I really have to say. Peace.